property on Eden Point North, 4000 in North Miami Beach. We're going to do an inspection on the seawall starting at the southwest corner where all the docks are, where the boats, the small boats are. We'll inspect the seawall and the integrity of the dock itself. And when we finish this, we'll go and do the north side on east to west pattern. This survey is conducted by seausdive on the 27th of March 2013. Okay, looking at the condition of the dock beams, support beams from the piling, you can see there is corrosion, and it's probably good for a few more years, but definitely the decking has to be changed. There's no doubt. You can see a full long shot of it. A lot of corrosion down here. We're going to check the footer, and we're going to check the H-pile and see here the radiuses that protect the tiebacks, and you can see already how brittle they are, and there's really no radius here. And look underwater too. There are no radiuses, and there's supposed to be radiuses, so where I stick my crowbar there, that's an area that's supposed to be cemented in order to prevent water intrusion into the back of the wall. Piling, it's the same condition. The entire bottom of the radius is open, and you got cracks in the H piling as well, and quite a few of them. Right here you can see there was some rudimentary repair down here. Not the prettiest, but I guess it's good enough. Again, we'll inspect the radius. There's no radius here, and no radius on the other side. I don't see any cracks in the slab, in the concrete slabs, so that's a good thing. However, these tiebacks here should have been epoxied. Right here you can see there's an open in the, and here we're coming on a slab that has some, you can see erosion has been happening through here. Look, I could stick my entire crowbar in there. It's probably about 20 inches by 5-6 inches wide. It needs to be completely closed. It's probably during the rainy season you lose sediment and your road is suddenly going to sink on the other side of the parking lot. Same thing behind the piling as well. Let's see if I can come again. I'll stick my crowbar in there. Could probably go more. Again, same area. Definitely needs repair, and there's absolutely no cement radiuses to protect the tiebacks that are holding the H-pile. These are the tiebacks. If anybody's got a question about tiebacks, they come from here and they go into the ground and they anchor the seawall to the ground. Here you can see somebody did a good job protecting the head of the tieback. Let's see how the piling itself looks. Yeah, there's no, all the bottom radiuses are gone, and that's where you get most of the erosion. Those radiuses are lying on the ground underneath me. No radiuses, just all the radiuses are gone. This is an area where there was some damage to the piling. As you can see, there's no, this should have been filled completely so it will become part of the support when the piling is completely away from the wall here, which basically makes it innate and not working. Again, looking at the brackets, it probably would be good to hit them with some some rust converter and paint them with some primer and epoxy paint, and that's going to give them some long life, and you won't have to spend and do this again in 3-4 years, which is what's going to happen if it's not going to be, you know, maintained. Again, piling here, holes, looking down. Yeah, all the radiuses are degraded and are gone. Top of the pile, you can see it's broken corner, the rebar is exposed. Continuing down in an easterly direction. Look again, side of the radius here. You can see that heap of sand in the corner of the radius on the bottom. That's actually erosion coming from the land side through that crack because there's no cement sealing these H-piles. It's just sediment escaping, and it's slowly happening. And when the rainy season comes, obviously it accelerates quite a lot. Again, partial. Some part of the radius is left, but very little, and it's not doing much. Top of the piling also has some damage. Again, no radiuses whatsoever. They're all falling apart. Another broken pile, and somebody shoved a little rock here, but you can see the look in there. Yeah, it's a good void behind the piling and behind the seawall. Again, another point where sediment will run out during rainy season and cause just further weakening of the seawall. Some cracks as well in the corner of the slab, and there's definitely no radius. You could see it on the top side as well. Continuing. Again, here you could see a very good example, the H-pile and the gap that there is. And again, water is penetrating behind the wall, and earth is coming down through these gaps. They all need to be closed. That's part of the design. It needs to look like something like this, only better. And you can see right here that cement is already so brittle, and it's not even making contact on one side, so it's not really watertight. Right now I don't see any really major subterranean cracks or anything that would indicate major failure of the wall. However, maintenance is required, otherwise it will, and almost guaranteed will occur, as there is nothing to protect the tiebacks from the penetration of salt water and erosion of water from rains. Again, holes, all those just empty areas, voids. Again, no radiuses. The ground can just seep through the gaps. The footer here looks newer than the seawall, and obviously it was done later. And but there is no batter piles here, so these tiebacks are what's anchoring the wall to the property. Here I see that the sheet pile was struck here. This area must have had some bottom erosion, strong bottom erosion. They struck the sheet pile and filled it. Looks to be holding on pretty well. Still, the radiuses are not done on the seawall, and the sheet pile continues all the way up to here, and then it stops. So it's a section of about 30 feet, maybe 40 feet. Right here, another example of a footer. This whole area, the cracks here need to be open and redone. Again, no radius. Now in the sunlight you're going to see it better. Obviously the top footer slab is in not a great state. Could probably be repaired for a little while, given it a few more years, but eventually this area should have a new footer put on. But right now it could be straightened up, anchored with some new rebar, and reshaped and put into a better form. You can see again here, there's an example, just show you. This is a radius piece, I just want to show you. That's how it's supposed to be. And look, it's making no contact in the wall, and there's the groove, the water penetrates, and it does this to the rebar and weakens the entire structure. Without cleaning the blasting the wall and cleaning the actual H-piles, it's very hard to see if there's any actual crack on the water with them, but you can see the marine incrustation on it is hiding everything. I'm just going to scrape a little bit of sample area just to see. Right here you can see this is where it started, the break started, and you can see how bad it is underneath here because it was left open. The rebar just expanded and created this big crack that runs all the length of this part, and I would actually advise against anybody walking on this. You should probably close this section until further repairs are going to be done, because this is a major liability. Somebody steps on it and it collapses, it's going to go obviously against the condo's insurance. You can see it's a pretty bad condition. Again, the pilings are in a similar condition, the H pilings. No cement radius on all of the H pilings, which slowly degrades. Right here we're approaching the corner, which is the southeast corner. We started at the southwest corner and now we completed all the way here, and now from here on it's a new footer, so I'm going to put it off and shoot another video on the other side. This is part one of the survey.